Hello, everyone, and welcome. Bienvenidos a infinite regression. Yes, the infinite regression. Welcome to it. This place, this terrifying place, between asleep and wake, between alive and dead. And way back here, there's a freaking dentist who does their dentistry in full clown makeup. Yeah, that's right. Clown dentist. Dentist clown. That's right. That's for real. Back there. You don't. You want to find out? You want to find out? I would suggest maybe not finding out. Okay, here's what's happening, people. What is happening is that I have a bit of a cold. And when I have a bit of a cold, my voice gets ridiculoso. Emphasis on the low in ridiculoso. No, but for real, I have, while under influence of a cold, sung well below the range of a piano. I am not kidding. I could go multiple notes, multiple whole steps below the lowest note on a piano. Yup. I've been down there. It's terrifying. The first time I realized it, I was afraid. I was actually like, this can't be good. The piano ain't even made for this. Yeah, so it's just a thing that happens. And I thought, it sucks getting sick. I'm not a fan. 2 out of 10 would not do again. The 2 is for the voice. The rest can go kick rocks off while they're taking a long walk on a short pier. You know what I'm saying? That's right. They could go. You know what they could do? They could go fly a kite. Fly that freaking kite. Just get out there, fly a kite. And you know what? I hope that it's one of those windy days where it's like tricky, because you'll go out there, it'll be blowing super hard, and then you try to get your kite up, and all of a sudden you're like, is there even wind right now? And you start spooling the string in, and the wind starts blowing again, and you're like, dude, here we go. And you do that thing where you like have your friend hold on to the kite, and you go like 200 feet away. You're like, we're going to launch this sucker. It's going to catch all of this string, all this air, and we're going to go. And so like your friend holds it up, and you're like, 3, 2, 1, let it go. And they like awkwardly chuck it. And like you swear it's a little bit their fault because they kind of got it going sideways a little bit. And that is some bullcrap. Everybody knows kites straight up and down. Like it's a simple concept, Jerry. Come on. Freaking Jerry. The crap has he been up to lately? Anyway, regardless. Hey, Jerry, how you been? Actually, I have a childhood friend whose name is Jerry. He's a good dude. And yeah, very funny that Jerry. Enjoy that boy. Anyway, haven't seen him in many years, but I know that he's happily married. Yeah, hope he's still, loving life and whatnot. But the name Jerry is funny. That is some stuff that we know. It's a fun name to say. I mean, Larry is a pretty funny sounding name, the airy part of it. But it doesn't have the j, doesn't have that punctuated, okay, I'm rambling. I don't know if you noticed. I'm here to do one thing and one thing only, and then get the frick off this microphone. Okay? Here's what I'm here to do. I am here to read some texts, some very important touchstone texts, and give them the power of a cold enhanced, deep, basso profundo bass voice, a bassy man voice. So here we go. It's time to not mess around. And I don't want you staring in the infinite regression the whole time and make you scared and make you like think you're gonna die soon, Dennis Clown and whatnot. Anyway, so you get to look at this. I just, found you a nice picture. I used the power of the internet, and I'm gonna do some delightful readings for y'all. Some deeply poetic readings. There will be some prose as well. It's gonna be something nice. So please listen in while we use the deep voice version. We're going deep cuts in a deep voice. Maybe that's what I should call it. Anyway, some of these are not that deep of the cuts. They're like greatest hits. It's not deep cut if it's the greatest hit. Anyway, that's antithetical. Okay, we'll take this deep voice, make it count. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Now she was looking kind of dumb. She had her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming, and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules, and I hit the ground running. It did not make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know. If you don't go, you'll never shine. If you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on and go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. And all that glitters is not gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. It's a cool place, but they say it gets colder. You're bundled up now. Wait until you get older. But the meteor men beg to differ, judging by the hole in the satellite picture. The water's getting warm, so you might as well swim. My world is on fire. How about yours? That's the way I like it, and I'll never get bored. Hey, now you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Hey, now you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Hey now, you are an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars. Someone once asked, could I spare some change for gas? I need to get myself away from this place. I said, yup. What a concept. I could use a little fuel myself. and we could all use a little change. Well, the years start coming, and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules, and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. Go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Why am I dying now of all times? I almost had a good recording. Well, this is my channel. Get used to disappointment. Hey. I had to pause there. I was trying not to drink water in the middle of the reading because it sounded bad, and because I'm all up on this microphone. Because although I'm much deeper when I have a cold, I'm not much louder. I'm much quieter, and so I have to make adjustments. Oh, look, this is our friend Handsome Dan. This is, he's our friend. We like him. We hang out with him. We sleep at night. He lays upside down in the bed. We're a total trio. He lays upside down in the bed, his head on just a regular old pillow. We friggin' sleep on these pant legs, and they are comfy and supportive. Like friggin' Mike Lindell wishes he had this kind of pillow technology. He's like, oh, God, maybe if I had better technology for my freaking pillows, maybe then I could show you that how the election was rigged and why the Bears are going to the Super Bowl. Anyway, goodness gracias me. Let's do another, but this time oh no, I have to read this whole one. I was gonna not, but I can't not do this full one. This needs to happen. But it's shorter. It's not as long as the last one. So we're gonna make it count. We're gonna give it, we're gonna do it to it. To it is where we will do it. Okay. That's actually, by the way, terrible way to begin anything. It actually makes your throat worse, which it just did, and now I'm running out of water. Fantastic. Glad I got this part of the ordeal on recording. Yes, save this for posterity. Hello, posterity. This is someone that is in your posterior, and he is a friggin' doofus, right? Why the crap are you listening to this, posterity? I thought we taught you about prosperity, which does not happen on friggin' YouTube. Come on, posterity. Get that prosperity. I'm impressed that I can actually say that right now. Under circumstances. Okay. So, here we go. Let's get our low voice on. Let me get one more drink. And if I drink in the middle, you will please forgive me. It will literally be saving you from having to hear me cough directly into the microphone. Okay. Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute just to sit right there and tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, on the playground is where I spent most of my days. Chillin' out, maxin', relaxin', all cool, and shootin' some b-ball outside of the school. When a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight, and my mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." I begged and pleaded with her day after day, but she packed my suitcase and sent me on my way. She gave me a kiss, and then she gave me my ticket. I put my Walkman on and said I might as well kick it. First class, yo, this is bad. Drinking orange juice out of a champagne glass. Is this what the people of Bel Air living like? This might be all right. But wait. I hear they're prissy, bourgeois, and all of that. Is this the type of place that they could send this cool cat? I don't think so. I'll see when I get there. I hope they're prepared for the Prince of Bel Air. The plane landed, and when I came out, there was a dude, looked like a cop, standing there with my name out. I ain't trying to get arrested yet. I just got here. I sprang with the quickness like lightning, disappeared. I whistled for a cab, and when it came near, the license plate said fresh, and it had dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say that this cab was rare. But I thought, nah, forget it, yo. Homes to Bel Air. I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8, and I yelled to the cabbie, "Yo, Holmes, smell you later." I looked at my kingdom. I was finally there to sit on my throne as the Prince of Bel Air. Rated R for Righteous Brothers. Did you see the conspicuous use of the word bad? Man, you forget that we were serious about that like, oh man, that Walkman, you got that yellow Sony sports one with the like clamshell clamp down on the cassette. Man, that thing is bad. Like for real. And parents, like it truly blew their minds because and this is so stupid, but it did. There were like news reports about it and everything. Parents would be like, "What are these children talking about?" Um, because you know what? We're gonna hold up real quick. I gotta look something up. No, it wasn't Jip. Maybe it was Jiv. I mean, no, there was something my students were putting up on Kahoot. This is a new slang term that I'd never heard. And I'm like half decent at wait, was it hold up. Live Urban Dictionary. That definitely couldn't be it. Like um oh my god, there's people defining their own freaking name. That's insane. Oh, but yeah, I can't remember the word they were using. Anyway, but like, okay, let's go back to 1990s slang because, like, I mean, there was some ridiculous Ninja Turtles stuff going down. Cowabunga, bodacious, freaking, yeah, stuff like that. But I did not hear very many people saying things like that as much. Awesome was used a lot. And it's funny because like people of my generation still say awesome, only we sound so lame when we're talking with other generations because awesome has retained its original meaning, which is, worthy of inspiring awe in a person, So you stare out at the majesty of the Grand Canyon and you say awesome, you know. And and so people of my generation now that we're like in our 40s and junk, we're like, "Hey, if you could not slam the paper tray on the photocopier when you're loading it, that would be awesome." It's like that would be awesome. What? That does not inspire awe like the Grand Canyon. Like people just like treat a copier slightly more nicely. That's not awesome. I mean, it's good. I'm not saying it's not good, but awesome. Yeah, we overuse that one a lot. And the funny thing is, you think that you've heard awesome recently and have been like, no, that's totally normal. 90s kids, like, we overuse that crap for real. Um, I mean, I do know people that said gnarly a lot. Like, gnarly was a pretty, like, if you hung out with skaters and stuff, gnarly was used because, like, you're trying to grind on a gnarly curb and like you gotta pull out some soap because how you gonna grind a gnarly curb if it hasn't been soaped or waxed? Like, um, we used to not have access to like good skate wax and stuff, and so like you just collect Dixie cups and then tear them in half and and then rub it on the curb. And if it was hot enough outside, it would like melt the wax. The friction and the heat outside, the heat of the sun would help melt the wax onto the curb so you could like soften the ride on that gnarly curb. Like these are things we used to talk about. And you know, the yeah, bad as good is funny because you don't hear that anymore, but it was hilarious to us at the time because like it was like speaking another language than your parents because somehow they couldn't pick up on the context clues that indicate whether you're using bad to indicate a negative opinion or bad to indicate like the highest of high opinion, you know, and it was all in the context clues because nobody would be like, oh, bro, you got 2 term papers to write this weekend? That's bad, you know, versus like, ah, bro, you got an extra ticket to Lollapalooza and a ride for me to get there? That's bad. Right? And I knew people who went to Lollapalooza back when that was like, it was a thing. I think the festival is still around, but like, it was a cultural touchstone for a while. Anyway, so yeah, sorry. Yeah, don't mean to digress on the lyrics of one freaking Will Smith, ruiner of Asimov's iRobot. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Yep, it's true. I don't give a crap whether you like that movie or not. Look at the freaking book. It's so much better, and they ruined it. Anyway. Right back at ya. Barely any time has passed at all since the last little bit that I recorded, and this particular bit that I'm recording right now, it is basically one right after the other. Don't look at the clock in the corner of the video and compare it to like the clock from 15 seconds ago. It's the same. Why don't you trust me? It's the cornerstone of a good relationship. Oh, because some of us take notes, because some of us take this relationship seriously. I'm writing this down for next week. No, this what just happened here. Next week, we are talking about this. And Dr. Evans is going to tell us what to do. And we're going to do it, and we're going to save this relationship. We have a child. And the child's name was reading things in a low voice. Yeah, I don't know where I've been in my brain about any of the things that have happened so very recently, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Okay. Ooh. Yes. Yes. Okay. Oh my God. There's a kitty meowing in the background. Ugh. What's her deal? Anyway, I was about to pause it because I didn't want to have a meow, meow, meow in the background. She stopped. She cut it out. She learned to not keep that going. Anyway, so we will continue. We are live after all. We are reading things in a low voice. Yes, we are live. There are no pauses between any of these selections that we are reading. None whatsoever. Certainly not long enough to get presents wrapped for son's birthday. Well, I didn't do the wrapping. I went and found all of the wrapping paper, got all the presents together. Yeah, so I, was integral in that process. That's what I'm saying. Didn't take much time. Small pause. Because then I ate corn dog and That didn't take much time to cook and consume, and then I watched an entire episode of Whose Line Is It Anyway? And that is like, it's a whatever. That's like a whatever amount of time. It's like in a court of law, if they're trying to establish a time of day, and they're like, okay, what did you do after you left the school? And you're like, I did whatever. And they're like, well, that doesn't sound, that's not like an alibi. That makes it sound of you, the guilty one, is how we talk in the force. We're on the force. Do you know the force? Do you know the force? Do you know the force? The force? What? 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 Okay. This guy, I don't know what he's doing. He would tell you he's enjoying his weekend, that he is an adult and that it's none of your business. But, yeah. Anyway, that's what he would say. What you're about to hear is water. Clean, pure, delicious, necessary water. And I am enjoying my weekend, so what? Like, it's my own business. Like, why you gotta be all nosy? Like, get your nose out my crevices and crannies, out my nooks, my nooklies, my nookatles, and my nookerations, and you just, wherever you're sticking your nose, it shall not be my crannies, my crevices, my cranitals, my incriminations, and my recriminations, my accreditations, and my assimilations. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Your Honor, I rest my case. I'm trying not to cough. I'm trying not to make a recording of me hacking up this, you know, pandemic-related virus disease spewing out of my mouth every 3 to 5 seconds. I have no control over that. I'm just going to put it in the air and let bygones be bygones eventually after they are not happening anymore. 'Cause for a while they will be not yet gones, not even a little bit at all gones. And then they'll be like, oh, just about to gones. And that reminds me of bonbons. You believe they sold a chocolate called bonbons? Like, what? Everybody, like a bonbon, like it's not, you don't own the concept of a bonbon. Like, what are you doing? That'd be like if I created a company and I was like, nougat, I own the concept. We got you nougat. It's like, but nougat's in everything, and we don't like really completely understand it. But what we do understand is it's like the middle of our Snickers is like crammed into our baby's Ruths. Is like, you know, is in the candy bars. Okay, is like all up in there. Is like, you know, Milky's Ways, the Threes of Musketeers. I don't know how many things have nougat. Okay, now thanks, Curiosity, for killing all those cats. What do those cats ever do to you, Curiosity? Oh, I guarantee you. Here's one. I'm Googling this. One of them is the Reese's Take 5. That's a candy bar. Like, that's a serious, like, when you want to stare diabetes in the eye and be like, go ahead and flinch if you're scared. Like, seriously, that's what it is. When you eat a Reese's Take 5, you are staring freaking diabetes, freaking foot losing sugarfoot, um, into the face, and you were like, I ain't gonna flinch. Why don't you flinch? Like, come here thinking I'm gonna flinch. I ain't gonna flinch at all. Like, came here to play chicken. I ain't chickening out. That's for damn sure. And so, like, tell you what, diabetes, you gonna come at me or you not gonna come at me? And if you not gonna come at me, you are wasting everybody's time. So get the frick out now or get it over with. And like, diabetes be like, oh, I did not come prepared for this. I thought I was just gonna, like, slowly sneak in through genetic means and then just be like, sorry that you didn't intermarry enough to develop hybrid vigor. You should have, spread out a little bit, maybe. I don't know. That sounds potentially racist depending on who you're talking about with this sugarfoot diabetes business. Anyway, that's who I just realized that yeah. Anyway, let's not, let's not, let's not do the bit about like, oh, you eat that Take 5, you are staring diabetes down and being like, you just gotta ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk? Anyway, I was just thinking about a thing. Okay, Snickers, knew it. Milky Way, said it. Three Musketeers, yup. Mars, I was a little doubtful on this because I know it's more caramel. Baby Ruth said that. Big Hunk is freaking nougat, and it's one of my all-time favorite candy bars. I love Big Hunk. Like, it will freaking eat straight through a tooth. Like, honest to God, you will start out with like full enamel, healthy tooth. You eat one Big Hunk by yourself, which like I actually pull out a pair of scissors and chop it up because like, you can't bite on it. It gets all soggy, like flopped over and like limp and whatnot, and just makes this an uncomfortable and drippy with your spittle and whatnot. Like, cut it up. Take it in small hunks because that big hunk is too much. Anyway, but delicious, delicious. Charleston Chew, I've only ever had like twice in my life. I know that they've been around forever. I remember them from forever. I've only ever had them like a couple times. Zero Bar, Fast Break. Oh, maybe it wasn't the Take 5 I was thinking of. I've had these. They are a lot. It's a lot to process. Like, hold up. It's going to be like, how many calories? Yeah, let's go to that Wikipedia. Oh, come on now. Well, let's go to that external website. Choose a size. Product details. Nutrition information. There you go. 230 calories for one bar. That's quite a bit. Interesting. What about let's look at that Take 5. That's the snack size. What? No, just go the classic. We'll go the classic. Just regular old peanut butter cups. Okay? Nutri 210. 20 more calories. 20 more calories in the one with the nougat than the one with the peanut butter. By the way, this is making me hungry for delicious sweet tap treats, and I do not have any on me right now. I don't keep stuff like that around the house. Come on. Anyway, yeah. So, nougat goo goo cluster. What the? Okay, Sky Bar I'm aware of, but I have never had it. Yeah. Picnic. I've never heard of that. Double decker. 5-star. What? They go from the most common to like, that's a thing? Wow, New Zealand. Who knew? Like, wait, we're even okay. If this is New Zealand, I would be so impressed with myself. Okay. Made by Cadbury's is sold in India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Brazil, South Africa, the Philippines, and Egypt. Which means that, okay, anything like this you would absolutely be able to access in New Zealand. Boom. Products are shipped to New Zealand and stuff. Yeah. You can get them. You can get them. 5 stars. New Zealand. Kacha. Anyway. So we need to get back on what the freak we were doing. We were reading things in a low voice, and I've started some nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. You need to be aware of that nonsense. I apologize. You did not come here for nonsense. I promised you a no-nonsense evening of no-nonsense non-entertainment. And what did I give you? I gave you some non-entertaining nonsense. Oh, boy, if I have overstepped my bounds or overstayed my welcome or overtipped the waitress, I apologize from the bottom of the soles of my feet. And that's no earthquaking, Jones. That's for Rizzle, my trizzle. That's right. Anyway, I'd like to log that in the hall of all-time great apologies. Okay, we're going to read things in low voice. Yes, hello. Hello, Harry Potter. What are you doing? Yes, it is I, Professor Snape. Yes, it is Harry Potter. Anyway, regardless, that's not even accurate. That's not even what my Snape sounds like. My Alan Rickman accent, which I do have one prepared, but when I have a cold, I can't. The timbre is not accurate when I have a cold. So let's go ahead and get into this next reading. This is what you came for. No nonsense, all seriousness. Here we go. According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way that a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyways, because bees don't care what humans think is impossible. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I will be signing boobies in the lobbies, out in both Lobby A and Lobby B. Both me and my twin brother will be signing boobies in the lobbies. My brother and I will be, signing them boobies. Only bring boobies. Do not bring books. Do not bring banners. Do not bring buttons. Do not bring breakable china that your grandmother gave you and you're trying to improve the value of because you went to an antique store and you were told that it's not actually antique china, that your mom bought it at a yard sale in 1972 and it's just some cheap crap that you could get out of a Sears catalog and for like $10.99 and 3 to 4 weeks shipping. Oh, 3 to 4 weeks shipping. What? Do you remember that? What? And you get these catalogs. Like catalogs were very exciting, and you'd be like, man, them rollerblades, them's is like freaking $120. Dang, that's a fair bit of coin. And so when you feel good about dropping a hundo and a little bit on some freaking rollerblades, then you write out a check, you mail that in, and you better keep that money in your account because a week later when that check clears and they actually take the money out your account, if that check bounces because your rent got taken out and you didn't have enough to cover it right then when they actually cash that check, well, guess who's not getting their fancy type pants? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't getting them rollerblades. You ain't getting them biker shorts. You ain't getting them LA Gear shoes with the twisty upsides. Come on. You ain't getting them acid wash jeans. You ain't getting that sleek, slim Sony Walkman for your cassettes. It's got like 2 hours battery life. Can you imagine 2 hours battery life? Holy smokes. I better go into that Crutchfield catalog and give me the best Sony Walkman I can friggin' find. Sure, I know Philips makes one. Yeah, I know they do. Of course they do. And, yeah, tech giant Samsung, they totally have one. Like, what year do you think it is? But you know what? I'm giving me that Sony, that sleek one, aluminum case, slim design, bass boosted, very important. Give me that Walkman so I can play my cassettes. I'm getting it. I'm ordering it. I am sending a check to Crutchfield. I'm going to send the check in the mail, like regular post office. And that mail is going to take like a week to get there because people still like really, really use the mail. And then when it gets there, it gets taken out my account if I have the money for it. And then boom, almost a month later, when I've forgotten that I've even ordered it, it shows up. There you go. Package. No tracking number, ability to know. Like, you could call the helpline and be like, hey, Century Martial Arts Equipment? Yeah, yeah, after Bloodsport had come out, I ordered my son like an authentic friggin' jujitsu gi, and now he say he like doesn't want to play no Power Rangers no more. And so, yeah, he like into them Pokemons now, so it's a problem. So if we could just not, you know what I'm saying? If we could just not, yeah. I mean, for reals, for reals. That scene that I just played out. Oh, hey, look, did you notice this cat man in a wrestling outfit? He's a cat man first. He's a wrestling outfit second. It's true. Okay. You give me a second. No, you give me a second. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? No. Well, I've gone on for like an hour. If you're not going to get it now, I mean, by now, not now. I mean, if you had it, then you wouldn't be complaining about not having it. Hey, did we show him the background on my screen there for a second when we were, clearly over here changing Chrome tabs on our, second window of the same Chrome session? Anyway, hey, oh boy, yeah, this is a great choice. Me choosing things to read before I started recording and then having made myself dinner and forgetting what I set out for myself to read. And so now that I'm actually going to read it, it's actually a little bit of a surprise because, like, time has passed. And I wasn't just constantly thinking about, like, what 7 links did I choose or however many. Hopefully it's not 7. I'm trying not to cough. I swear to you. By God herself, Emmylou Harris, I swear to you I'm not trying to cough. Okay. Here we go. This one's going to be the worst one yet. As set forth in detail in this report, the Special Counsel's investigation established that Russia interfered in the 2016 presidential election principally through 2 operations. First, a Russian entity carried out a social media campaign that favored presidential candidate Donald J. Trump. And disparaged presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. Second, a Russian intelligence service conducted computer intrusion operations against entities, employees, and volunteers working on the Clinton campaign, and then released stolen documents. The investigation also identified numerous links between the Russian government and the Trump campaign. Although the investigation established that the Russian government perceived it would benefit from a Trump presidency and worked to secure that outcome, and that the campaign expected it would benefit electorally from information stolen and released through Russian efforts, that the investigation did not establish that members of the Trump campaign conspired or coordinated with the Russian government in its election interference activities. Hey, I'm one of the 7% of Americans who actually read the Mueller report. And now you've heard a piece of it. Did you know that statement that I read is agreed upon by all 13 intelligence agencies in the United States? All of them conducted their own intelligence and were able to come to 13 individually held agreements that Russia directly interfered in the 2016 election and interfered in favor of Trump. There was no evidence that anyone from the Trump campaign really knew what was happening there. Okay, so those of them that are going to jail, and that number is going up all the time, it seems like, they're going for entirely different reasons. So, like, when you read the Mueller report, you're not going to find things that are like, oh, and by the way, like, the Trump family were totally in on it, and the whole adoption bit with the Trump Tower meeting and blah, blah, blah. Like, it is wildly suspicious, but it is not established as a specific criminal action, you know? But, hey, speaking of specific criminal actions, it identifies, I forget, either 11 or 12 individual counts of obstruction of justice, which were carried out as the Mueller investigation was taking place. The President of the United States did, in the eyes of the investigation itself, intentionally interfere with that investigation. And because they interfered in it, they could be held legally liable. Like, Robert Mueller did not have power to say, like, hey, Congress, you really need to hold hearings about these 11 times or 12 times, depending on which one's actually accurate, because I forget, it's been a minute since I read the Mueller report. But, like, you should take a look at these, and then a lot of these times that he intentionally obstructed justice were done on live television intentionally. He just came right out and was like, we are trying to obstruct justice. We do not support this investigation into things that clearly favored me and clearly gave me a positive outcome for myself in the election. Like, don't look into that. That's not at all suspicious or weird. Oh, my God. And like 11 or 12 counts. And I've looked at them, and I've looked at the evidence they present, and I think he's guilty on, like, if it's 11 counts, then 10 of 11. If it's 12, then 11 of 12. Like, all but one of the multiple counts of obstruction, because all the others are like, on this Fox News show, he said the following. Like, and it's actually, like, listed out there, where it's like, this is obstruction of justice that the President of the United States carried on in public on live television while we were investigating him for potentially having ties with a foreign power in the election that put him in the White House in the first place. Like, okay, let's all act like that's not weird. Let's just walk around like, do. That makes perfect sense. That is how all the times the world works, and all elections are a little bit, friggin' exactly Monroe's nightmare from, his Federalist Papers, where he was like, hey, faction and foreign influence will absolutely destroy this democracy. And if those two things ever come into play in American democracy, it could signal the end of democracy itself. And he was very explicit about that. Said faction, the splitting of off into factions and foreign influence, specifically those two things, was like, come on, guys. And Hamilton, that we love the musical about, was like, yeah, freaking Monroe, he's got it. Like, he's on it. He knows what's up. Like, and John Jay was like, I wrote my two. I'm out. Like, that is very accurate to how our founding fathers were. Okay, I see. If you're looking how, like, when you should jump ship on this thing, I am going to be I have two more after this. So I'm gonna pause right now, and whatever you see after this is the first of those two. You want to stick around for that? Do it, I guess. Just know it's going to be more of this. This is like, no promises, no demands. Love is a battlefield, my friend. Come on. Heartache to heartache, we stand. No promises, no demands. Hey, that's a kitty. She just rubbed up on my leg. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to pause it at some point, and you're not even going to. So that's Grinder Girl from Letterman. I think we all watched 1990s Letterman. Think we all did. Late Show, Letterman. Anyway, yeah, Grinder Girl. This is her wedding. What? Hold up. That is not Grinder Girl. That may be an actual bride taking an actual disc cutter to her actual chastity belt. Like, and there's a spotlight on her. So, like, if this is real, this is the most delightful thing in all of recorded history. Like, a woman, like, and I introduce to you for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Roger Delantre. And, like, and the spotlight goes on him, and then she's like, wave, wave. Everyone's clapping, and then she's like, we gotta get you up in me. Like, that's a terrible thing to say. Words that have never been said on anyone's honeymoon. Gotta get you up in me. Like, what? That is, you look up honeymoon in the dictionary, the test sentence after the definition will not be like, gotta get you up in me. Like, that's not even, what? Anyway, but that's what this girl is doing. Like, forgive me for pointing out, like, how much she's screaming. Sparks are flying. It's making contact. And this little belt piece is like, whoosh, it's like whipping out. So she's like arching this hard, I'm just saying, if that's for real, that is dang. Like, I've been at some boring freaking weddings, if that's how you feel about it. All right, let's get to, we transitioned very smoothly from the last one, when we're reading the Mueller report, which you all then went and looked up, and you were like, I gotta read this thing. This sounds important for democracy. Even when considering possibilities of who might have won 2020, not even, taking up sides as to who did or didn't. Just, considering that there were options and really being realistic about potential outcomes. As, oh, God. Let's do the next bit. Okay, nearly out of water. Here we go. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them all is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Teach Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. A heart so true, our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Yeah. Every challenge along the way, with courage I will face. I will battle every day to claim my rightful place. Come with me. The time is right. There's no better team. Arm in arm, we'll win the fight. It's always been our dream. Pokemon, got to catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. A heart so true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me, and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Got to catch 'em all. Yeah. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. A heart so true, our courage will pull us through. You teach me, and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I will be signing your incredibly rare Pokemon cards in the lobby, making them incredibly less valuable than they would have been if you had just left them the frick alone. I will be performing this service for $50 per signature, not per person like last year, where, quite frankly, we, the signature team, felt ripped off by you, the paying public, and we've decided that we are going to right that wrong. And it's going to be $50 per signature. So if you are a multiple signature patron of our signatures, then you're going to have to pay. It's not a free service. This is a business, and we want our artists to be able to support themselves. She's grinding her loins. I wonder if they are also frothy when she's grinding them. Like, is she like, because people talk about frothy loins. I my loins be like a chai latte, so frothy, a little cinnamon on it. Froth it up, whip it up. Anyway, that's absurd. And if you are estudiante having heard this nonsense, my apologies to you, to los padres de míos, duos, tuos, tueras, vosotros. Anyway, vamos, vámonos. Anyway, I don't speak Spanish. I think that I tried to think of the words for I don't speak Spanish, and I thought of Donde está la baño? That's not even like a fun one. That's not even like dos más cervezas or, you know, El Niño es en la playa. I mean, come on. That could be a pun because it could be an actual child, or it could be the sort of tropical stormish thing that comes sometimes. Those El Nino winds, you know the ones. Anyway, well, she ground. We had some pocket monsters, and you have decided, with time that was given you by the universe, time that you do not deserve, quite frankly, and time that is gone forever. Once spent, you will not get it back. And you chose to take that time to listen to me talk that nonsense with a picture of a girl grinding her chastity belt, whether real or imagined, whether, factual or staged, still quite a picture. But, like, this is what you're doing with your life? You should be out frothing your loins. What? No, don't. Frick. Dang it. You jerk. Sometimes my brain is really a jerk. Hey, I'm sorry. Sorry you had to hear that. That's not what I intended. Hey, just understand, some things are for me to listen to later and be like, oh, you silly monkey. I do like being a silly monkey on the weekends and then listening back and being like, this guy. You know what I'm saying? Do you ever have the opportunity to laugh at yourself and things that you've done and just really enjoy them? Like, it's very wholesome and self-affirming. It's good stuff. So I recommend it. Don't do it for anybody else. Like, if you can look at what you've done and be like, ha, this is kind of funny. Good on you. Like, you're living life in a way that benefits you. Like, who gives a frig about legacy for other people? They can feel about you however they want. But, like, you're you. You got to be around you all the time. And so what are you doing to please you? And I mean, I make these videos. If you listen to them as remotely even like that, then that blows my mind. I can't imagine. But like, if you're watching this video and you're like, oh, I could do something so much better with my life right now. Like, I agree. I'm sorry to tell you this in the middle of the friggin' video. Oh, this better not be the middle. We're past the hour mark. That's gonna try the patience of a saint. Anyway, hold up. I'm gonna hit the pause button. You won't notice, but then this clock will advance, and then I may or may not acknowledge it. I am choosing to not acknowledge it. This is telling you right now. Oh no, this is a very small amount of water. Okay. But I think this last one is short, so we'll see. If it's not short, you might see another pause. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to pause. But don't worry. You won't notice. I'll just come back and I'll be filled with self-doubt as to whether or not I already did anything to this picture or not. Any deep voice readings, and then I'll probably like kick back and forth and then eventually change it, even though I have not actually used this picture for a low voice reading. When I come back, I will not have remembered using it or not, and I will have not remembered me talking about me going to forget it. I will have forgotten the part about me forgetting it, in addition to what I will have forgotten. And this will make sense to me always. Okay, I gotta pause it. Otherwise, you were about to sit through me going to get a drink. With cronkles and jellies and moose knuckle pies. That is this week's secret bonus information. If you are the viewer who knows what the crap that's about, whoopity friggin' do. We'll be right back. Here's the thing. He's apparently a very famous singer in Russia. Like, he's not just some kid with a weird guitar who's actually a model for, like, I don't know, extra velvety jackets. Get that hef-type smoking jacket on and pretend to sing into a Madonna microphone. You know, we've all, like, when we were doing our early modeling, we all went out on those shoots. Who didn't? Who didn't is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to act like this is at all a picture worthy of notice. This is like me from every angle doing this. And that was like, I don't know, I had already done Milan at that point. I thought I would have been further on in my career by then, quite honestly, but did it. Velvet jacket. Oh, that I was just coughing blood into a handkerchief. No, I'm sure it won't come up as a plot point later. Nope. Certain that blood coughed into a handkerchief will not play into the untimely death of a character that they will teach you to like, in spite of how terrible they seem when you first met them. Or perhaps not. Perhaps you liked them the whole time and you're like, please don't die. And then they cough in the handkerchief and you're like, son of a bitch. Like, come on. I was hoping that one would stay alive. And then, like, the writer of the movie is like, nah. Keeping that one alive, that's not what puts the butts in the seats. We need you angry. Like, we need you upset to keep you coming back. Like, keep hoping that next time it's going to work out. It is not going to work out. We are Hollywood, and it's not going to work out. Thank you very much. This entire thing has been a metaphor for the heartless, soulless, soul-crushing nature of Little Miss Tinseltown herself, La La Land, the Hollywood. Come on. Hey. American dream or no American dream? You tell me. You tell me Hollywood sign that I'm standing next to and definitely have a permit to be out there right now So don't ask so many freaking questions. And maybe if you see a couple letters missing, how about you don't freaking mention it right away? Give a guy a chance. I mean, swear to God, if any letters do actually go missing, I might unpublish this. Because that would be an unfortunate coincidence. Because I am not in Los Angeles. The traffic there, it would have taken me like 15 hours to get 10 miles. Arizona in 15 hours, that's 3 laps. Swear to God. Anyway, hey, we have one last one. So you stare at the huge Russian pop singer. And when I say that, I mean he's a model, but he's fat. Models should not be that fat. I'm just saying. Like, I was a model once. He's a chunkster for a model. That's what someone needed to say it. I do not have a problem with being that someone. Okay. Looks like our last selection. How many songs have we done? We did All Star, Fresh Prince, Pokemon, and now we're gonna do So this would be our fourth of 6. Yeah. 4th of 6, and that is lyrics. So very original person who chose all these things, but we'll do it anyway. We're doing it live, as that guy who groped a bunch of people said. What's his name? Didn't he Fox News it up for like a decade or more? Jon Stewart called him Papa Bear. Because he was like, this freaking guy is the reason I'm necessary. It wouldn't even need Daily Show if this freaking guy wasn't out there doing his stupid job. Those were the days, because like we thought the stakes were so high and we did not realize how very much higher they could get and how quickly they could get there. Oh boy. Yeah, I should have recognized that thing where like I should have recognized the good old days when I was there. Yeah, I should have realized that the relatively panic-stricken days of yesteryear were still better than the post-apocalyptic hellscape we call 2020 and 2021. So, let's just all agree on that, and we'll move on. We'll do this last one, and this isn't even the show. There's going to be another one of these, like weekend type fun. That's coming up next. I haven't recorded it yet, but I have the script from last week. I made a script last week. I didn't record it, and I just decided to go another way and go to bed and, show my wife that I can take care of my time management at all. And like tonight, I'm doing pretty good with my time management. So I will do this low voice reading, the very last one, and I will still have time for weekend type fun, believe it or not, and still get to bed at a decent hour for a weekend. If this was during the week and I got to bed like when I'm going to go to bed tonight, oh boy, I would wake up rough in the morning. But I don't have to wake up that early. Oh, you know what I do need to do? Okay, while I'm thinking about it, we are going to celebrate my son's birthday tomorrow. It will be his birthday observed. I think it's pretty cool of us as parents to be like, we're going to do it on the weekend. Like, I remember having during the week birthdays, I remember my siblings having during the week birthdays. My birthday was always during the summer. But like, yeah, during a school week birthdays where it's like, happy birthday, then you get a bunch of presents. You can't even take them to school. Or if you do take one to school, you're just terrified all day because you're like, this is brand freaking new. Like, I haven't even played with this at home yet. What am I doing with it at school? Some kid's going to come along, threaten me, and take it because, he realizes that this age we're basically still law of the jungle, you know. Calvin and Hobbes, you were so very, very intuitive when it came to your depiction of the bully and the bullied relationship. Very accurate. Thank you, Mr. Watterson, or whatever the crap the title of that documentary was, that was really self-serving, but also all of us were kind of like, well, if I made a documentary about Calvin and Hobbes, it'd probably be pretty self-serving. Like, let's all agree that, like, everybody loved the Far Side. Like, there's nothing wrong with the Far Side. And, yes, I do know Documentary Now did the whole, like, searching, or like Dear Mr. Larson, or Searching for Mr. Larson, or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I interesting, because like everybody loved the Far Side, but it wasn't this like primal connection to your most genuine inner being, that Calvin and Hobbes just like, embodied your inner child and stared into its own soul and was like, hey, I see you, I know you. And you'd be like, dang, Calvin and Hobbes, how you know me like that? And so like the relationship there is so like intensely personal, and that we're, it's ridiculous to talk about it in those terms, but it's true. It's really true. If you were coming of age at that time and reading Calvin and Hobbes, like, you were affected. You were emotionally involved. You were affected quite a bit. And like, so yeah, if any one of us from that time period did a documentary about like, Dear Mr. Watterson, like, half of that documentary is going to be self-serving of like, this is my connection to it, and this is why it matters to me that I make this documentary, because this was my freaking jam for a long time, for like way deeper than you can imagine, and you need to like sit down and try and understand what this freaking thing meant to me, during a time when, so many options, entertainment wise and whatnot, were so more severely limited. There was this magical thing that somehow, despite all of the limitations of the genre and the limitations of the time in which it was published, still managed to be such a soul, in like, enlightening, like, just clung to your soul and made you realize those unspoken aspects of your nature that you had never put thought or word to, but upon hearing them you immediately recognized, like, that is correct. That is me. Genuine, naked, and unashamed, very much so. And yeah, and Farside was like, this freaking guy is hilarious and a little bit morbid, but like, that's what makes him hilarious. And those two things, both good, is one of them is more good, because when people like have their private thoughts about your work and think about how incredibly transformative it was and how life affirming and life altering it was, Um, yeah, it seems ridiculous. It seems like self-parody, but like it is absolutely genuine, you know? Absolutely. Um, absolutely fabulous. Anyway, here we go. So this is the final low voice one. Many of you will not recognize this because who watches this other than me? Occasionally students. Probably not. Hey, if you're a student and you own a personal computer and have the game distribution service Steam, I will give you a code for a free Steam game if you comment down in the comments something about how you made it to this part of the show. And I'll be like, dang, what the frick? Somebody made it to this part of the show and wants a Steam key? I've been having those sitting around forever. Somebody actually wants one? Take it. Take two. God. Anyway, we'll see. That would be amazing. That would blow my mind. One, like, viewer who actually viewed, who is not me. That would blow my mind. Anyway, so here we go. You probably don't know this, dear viewer, because you're probably one of my students, as we have established. Let me get some of that water. Then we're going to begin. Well, I'm an axe grinder, pile driver. Mama said that I never, ever mind her. Got no brains. I'm insane. The teacher says that I'm one big pain. I'm like a laser, 6-string razor. I got a mouth like an alligator. I want it louder, more power. I'm gonna rock it till it strikes the hour. God, that Rona. If you isolate any audio from tonight's show and play it hilariously for your friends, saying like, did you hear what he said on that thing? Yeah, have it be that part where I was like, got that Rona. Yeah, that's isolate that. That's your winning snippet. Okay, where was I? Oh, rock it till it strikes the hour. Bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad. Bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad. All right. Well, I'm frustrated. Outdated. I really want to be overrated. I'm a finder. And I'm a keeper. I'm not a loser, and I ain't no weeper. I got the boys to make the noise. Won't ever let up. Hope it annoys you. Join the pack. Fill the crack. Well, now you're here. There's no way back. Bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad. Bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad. Mental health will cure your crazy. Mental health will cure your mad. Mental health is what we all need. It's like a heart attack. Bang your head. Wake the dead. We're all metal mad. It's all you have. So bang your head and raise the dead. Oh, yeah. Mental health. It drives you mad, mad, mad. Sorry if that just blew out your earbuds or whatever you got over there. Let me just do a little bit of ASMR real quick. Okay, I'm doing the ASMR and this is the video. I'm eating a Go-Gurt upside down. It's being fed to me by a restless goat. Stand still a minute, you friggin' goats. Anyway, where were we? Were we talking about mental health and how it drives you mad? Did I finish talking about that? Oh no, I did not. Oh, get your straitjackets on tonight. Oh, the bad boys are gonna set you right. Oh, rock ya, rock ya, rock ya. Bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad. Bang your head. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That has been... He uses his low voice for, like, abominations against man, God, and nature. And, of course, when he refers to God, he means the one and only true God, Emmylou Harris. This has been a weird episode of what? Dude, what even is this? What even was this? Because there's like an actual show happening next that was like planned and prepared in advance, written, if you will. Braxton, our head writer, who like takes care of the writing, and it's already written. It's like done. As what even is this show if it's not that? Well, I hope you enjoyed staring into the face of this man and whatever it is, the crap that he's doing, pretending to play this instrument, but obviously not. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this episode of what even is. What is he? He's thinking about fridge magnets. Now? What the frick? Guy, get in it. Okay, well, that's, you know what? Let's just close it down. And that will be it for this one. And we'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.